Reading through the Bible in 1 year, June 6th, Deuteronomy chapter 10, Psalm 94, Isaiah 38, and Revelation chapter 8. At that time Yahweh said to me, "Carve out for yourself 2 tablets of stone like the former ones, and come up to me on the mountain, and make an ark of wood for yourself. And I will write on the tablets the words which were on the former tablets which you shattered, and you shall put them in the ark." So I made an ark of acacia wood, and carved out 2 tablets of stone like the former ones, and went up on the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. And he wrote on the tablets, like the former writing, the 10 commandments which Yahweh had spoken to you on the mountain from the midst of the fire on the day of the assembly. And Yahweh gave them to me. Then I turned and came down from the mountain, and put the tablets in the ark which I had made. And there they are, as Yahweh commanded me. Now the sons of Israel set out from Beeroth Bene Jaakan to Mazerah. There Aaron died, and there he was buried. And Eleazar his son ministered as priest in his place. From there they set out to Gudgoda, there we go, and from Gudgoda to Jotbathah, a land of brooks of water. At that time Yahweh set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, to stand before Yahweh, to minister to him to minister for him, and to bless his name to this day. Therefore Levi does not have a portion or inheritance with his brothers. Yahweh is his inheritance, just as Yahweh your God spoke to him. I, moreover, stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights, like the first time, and Yahweh listened to me at that time also, and Yahweh was not willing to destroy you. Then Yahweh said to me, "Arise, go on your journey ahead of the people, that they may go in and possess the land which I swore to their fathers to give to them." So now, Israel, what does Yahweh your God ask from you? But to fear Yahweh your God, and to walk in all his ways and love him, and to serve Yahweh your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the commandments of Yahweh and his statutes, which I am commanding you today for your good. Behold, to Yahweh your God belong heaven and the highest heavens, the earth and all that is in it. Yet on your fathers did Yahweh set his affection to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you, above all peoples, as it is this day. So circumcise your heart, and stiffen your neck no longer. For Yahweh your God is the God of the gods, and the Lord of lords, the great, the mighty, and the fearsome God, who does not show partiality, nor take a bribe. He executes justice for the orphan and the widow, and shows love for the sojourner by giving him food and clothing. So show love for the sojourner, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. Yahweh your God starting over, verse 20. Yahweh your God you shall fear, him you shall serve, and to him you shall cling, and by his name you shall swear. He is your praise, and he is your God, who has done these great and fearsome things for you, which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down to Egypt, 70 persons in all, and now Yahweh your God has made you as numerous as the stars of heaven. Now Psalm 94. O Yahweh, God of vengeance, shine forth. Be lifted up, O Judge of the earth. Render recompense to the proud. How long shall the wicked, O Yahweh, how long shall the wicked exult? They pour forth words, they speak arrogantly. All workers of iniquity vaunt themselves. They crush your people, O Yahweh. They afflict your inheritance. They slay the widow and the sojourner, and murder the orphans. They have said, Yah doesn't see, nor does the God of Jacob discern. Discern, you senseless among the people. And when will you have insight, you fools? For he who planted the ear, does he not hear? He who formed the eye, does he not see? He who disciplines the nations, will he not rebuke? Even he who teaches man knowledge? Yahweh knows the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Blessed is the man whom you discipline, O Yah, and whom you teach out of your law, that you may grant him calm from the days of calamity, until a pit is dug for the wicked. For Yahweh will not abandon his people, nor will he forsake his inheritance. For judgment will again be righteous, and all the upright in heart will follow it. Who will arise for me against evildoers? Who will take his stand for me against the workers of iniquity? If Yahweh had not been my help, my soul would soon have dwelt in the abode of silence. If I should say, my foot has stumbled, your loving kindness, O Yahweh, will hold me up. When my anxious thoughts multiply within me, your consolations delight my soul. Can a throne of destruction be allied with you, on which forms trouble by statute? They band themselves together against the life of the righteous, and condemn the innocent to death. But Yahweh has been my stronghold, and my God, the rock of my refuge. He has brought back their iniquity upon them, and will destroy them in their evil. Yahweh, our God, will destroy them. Now Isaiah 38. In those days, Hezekiah became ill to the point of death. And Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amoz, came to him and said, Thus says Yahweh, set your house in order, for you shall die and not live. Then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to Yahweh. The implication is he did it silently. And said, Remember now, O Yahweh, I beseech you, how I have walked before you in truth, with a whole heart, and have done what is good in your sight. And Hezekiah wept greatly. Then the word of Yahweh came to Isaiah, saying, Go and say to Hezekiah, Thus says Yahweh, the God of your father David, I have heard your prayer, and I have seen your tears. Behold, I will add 15 years to your life. And I will deliver you in this city from the hand of the king of Assyria, and I will defend this city. Now, this shall be the sign to you from Yahweh, that Yahweh will do what he has spoken. Behold, I will cause the shadow on the stairway, which has gone down with the sun on the stairway of Ahaz, to go back 10 steps. So the sun's shadow went back 10 steps on the stairway which it had gone down. A writing of Hezekiah, king of Judah, after his illness and recovery. I said, In the middle of my life, I am about to enter the gates of Sheol. I am to be deprived of the rest of my years. I said, I will not see Yah in the land of the living. I will look on man no more among the inhabitants of the world. Like a shepherd's tent, my dwelling is pulled up and removed from me. As a weaver, I rolled up my life. He cuts me off from the loom. From day until night, you make an end of me. I soothe my soul until morning. Like a lion, so he shatters all my bones. From day until night, from day until night, you make an end of me. Like a swallow, like a crane, so I chirped. I moan like a dove. My eyes look wistfully to the heights. O Lord, I am oppressed. Be my security. What shall I say? Indeed, he has spoken to me, he himself has done it. I will wander about all my years because of the bitterness of my soul. O Lord, by these things men live, and in all these is the life of my spirit. O restore to me health and let me live. Behold, for my own well-being I had great bitterness. But it is you who has held back my soul from the pit of nothingness. For you have cast all my sins behind your back. For Sheol cannot thank you. Death cannot praise you. Those who go down to the pit cannot keep watch for your truth. It is the living who give thanks to you, as I do today. The Father makes known to his sons about your truth. Yahweh is here to save me. So we will play my songs on stringed instruments all the days of our all the days of our life at the house of Yahweh. Now Isaiah had said, "Let them take up a cake of figs and apply it to the boil, that he may live." Then Hezekiah had said, "What is the sign that I shall go up to the house of Yahweh?" And that is all the notes to here. Now Revelation chapter 8. Again, this is a prophetic book talking about eschatology, the study of the end times. Read all the notes. If you have questions on this, the notes are here to help you through it. Let's continue. Verse 1. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Then I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and much incense was given to him, so that he might add it to the prayers of all the saints on the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense went up with the prayers of the saints out of the angel's hand before God. Then the angel took the censer and filled it with the fire of the altar, and threw it to the earth. And there followed peals of thunder, and sounds and flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Making sure we don't lose notes. Verse 6. And the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound them. And the first sounded, and there came hail and fire, mixed with blood, and they were thrown down to the earth. And a third of the earth was burned up, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. And the second angel sounded, and something like a great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea, and a third of the sea became blood, and a third of the creatures which were in the sea, those which had life, died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and a great star fell from heaven, burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And a third of the moon and a third of the stars were struck, so that a third of them would be darkened, and the day would not shine for a third of it, and the night in the same way. Then I looked and heard an eagle flying in mid-heaven, saying with a loud voice, "Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth, because of the remaining blast of the trumpet and of the 3 angels who are about to sound." And that is it for today. That is all the notes, and that is also all of the text. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Behold, the word of the Lord.